Hello and welcome to Minecraft Levitated. So, in the last episode, we worked on getting ourselves a spacesuit and a few other multi-blocks that we needed to be able to actually travel to space. We have one quest left. Warp after warp, you finally find a familiar place. It's called the Long Journey Home, and that is what it is. It's going to be a lot of grind trying to find our way home. So hopefully today we will be doing that, and that will complete the pack, and this will be our last episode from Levitated. So what we need to do is we need to build ourselves a space station, which I do believe we got the satellite bay and the space station ID chip in here. I do have my satellite chips, I've got my data storages, I've got my warp controller and my warp core. Let's see. So for building a space station, we have just this 5x5 block. You could build a huge thing. I tested a little bit in creative where I built a weird looking circle. It had a couple of layers and then it had a couple of glass layers, and it looked all right. I think for the purpose of this season and stuff, I think what we're just going to do is we're just going to build a simple little platform, which is okay. And we can launch this into space. And then, of course, we can build on it or onto it in space. I did make these laboratory blocks here. It's laboratory blocks. They're genius, and it's just some stone and some nether quartz. We are going to need a little bit more of this. Um, But you can pretty much, like I said, put anything you want. It has to be built on the launch pad, and then of course you have to have these structure towers depending on how high you want. But you can put a full-blown, I mean, I could launch my base if I wanted to. That's what's neat about this. But the more you do like that, the longer it's going to take to scan this, the longer it's going to take to build it. So, we can scan it, and it scans really quick because it is just a pad. And it says it's ready, so we'll go ahead and build it. Boom. And it disappears. It disappears because it's right here. It's a space station container now, and then we have space station 1. That is our ID chip. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to build a rocket. We need to build a rocket that is going to launch us, as well as this space station, into the atmosphere, and then we need to build our warp core, among a few other things up there, so that we can survive and do all of the different warping that we need to do. So what I think I'm going to do is I do believe that I'm going to bring this guy with me, because this is where we can get our satellite data, and it'll become apparent why we want to take this later. So we're going to take the satellite terminal. We are going to take probably that's it from this stuff here. Shouldn't need the rocket monitoring deal, but we are going to need that. Um, the other thing that I'm thinking about taking potentially is a little bit of oxygen. Right now you can see that we've got 37 buckets of hydrogen. We could just disassemble this electrolyzer or build a new one with a gas charge pad, and we could set this whole deal up in space. I do think that we should make a couple of these guys. Yep. So we're going to need to make some purple dye. And we're going to need some bone meal. No, it's not bone meal, it's lapis, yes? And then I am going to need to make a couple of mana diamonds. So, also what I'm thinking about is taking, let's see, the electrolyzer I want to take We're going to take some power up there. We're going to take a couple of waystones. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Do we have all the stuff? We do not. We got to smelt some coarse fruit. Dang it. All right. So let me get these waystones, and I'll be back. So what else I wanted to get together before we headed up was a few more laboratory blocks, and then I wanted the warp controller or the warp core stuff right here. So we've got that. What we need to do now is we need to build ourselves a rocket. We're going to need a satellite bay for this rocket. We are also going to need a thing called a guidance computer. So I did go ahead and make these tracking circuits. The tracking circuits are just the basic circuit plate, eye of ender, and the redstone inside of a precision assembler. Pretty easy to make. We're going to go ahead and make... We don't want the advanced one. Yeah, this guy. Oh, we're out of mana infused ingot or plates. That is right. That is right. Okay, well, we got to go make some more mana infused plates, which won't take too long. Not with this guy. Bam. All right, let's go back out there. I think this is going to be quite exciting. So let's try that again. Um, I mean, I think those we can... What? Yeah, those we can craft. 'Cause I'm thinking something like 4 of these guys. We're going to need a bunch of these as well. The liquid-fueled tanks. So, what do we need? 2, 4, 8 of them maybe? So, something like that. Uh, what else do we need? We have the guidance computer. We have the satellite bay. We have this. We have this. Oh, we need a seat. Uh, I mean, we got the stuff. Okay. I do believe that that is everything. Now, we're going to do... You know, this is going to probably be somewhat janky like the last one was. Again, we have a small launch pad that we're working with. We could have built a larger launch pad and made an actual, like, good-looking rocket, but this'll do. Okay. So let's scan it. See if it's good. It'll tell us. Clear for liftoff. It's got good thrust. So let's go ahead and build it. We will then take our linker and link this guy to this guy so that it's getting fuel. Inside the satellite bay, we will put the space station container. And then inside the guidance computer, we will put the space station ID chip. Those are very important that those go into there. No, 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 no. We need to wait and let this thing fuel all the way up before we launch. Now, if we would have actually built these advanced engines here with the Enderium, which I mean, we could have, rather than the Platinum. I don't think I have any Enderium made, but these are fast. And these would have gotten us done quick. You guys remember the other rockets that we launched? It was a pretty slow process. Um, but good to go. Okay. Now, some final things. We're back down to slow speed. I think I want to throw that guy in there. I've got my waystones. I mean, we should be good. Let's go launch a rocket. So to do so, we don't need to link it to that machine there where we were launching our satellite rockets. All we have to do is press spacebar. Launch in T minus. So this is pretty cool. Let's go into the here we go. Here we go, guys. We'll go into space. Oh man. And so we should technically land on our space station because that's what this rocket is designed. Now, of course, if we had a bigger launch pad and stuff, we could have made much bigger rockets. And look at the end. Look at the end going in the distance. Hopefully, we won't be back too many times for that guy. Oh, man. It is neat. I do believe that I found some of the things that we could have put in our suit here, like the hover upgrade, the flight speed controller, the bionic arm. Um, hello. So I messed it up by going into that, but it says if we look right here, it says press space to descend. It'll auto descend in 7 seconds right here, 5, 4, down to our deal. I just wanted to say that we found the stuff that we could put in the armor. So are we descending? We are. We are. If we look in the altitude up in the upper left-hand corner, you can see it's going down. Um, oh, the rocket's kicked in. We should be landing on our space station. You can see it right there when I kick out like that. Boom. So you don't want to hit space to get off of this thing because it will take us to the end. We want to hit shift and um, there is some serious gravity here, but of course we can fly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build this space station out just a little bit because it's small. Uh, something like this. So we have some room to work on. Yep, so let me put down the rest of these blocks, get this platform a little bit bigger for us, and I'll be back. All right, so our platform is quite a bit bigger now. We can actually do some work. And one thing that I want to do is place down right here the warp core. That is our next thing that we need to place down. So we'll place our warp core. It should be some blocks of titanium and some gold blocks. So a gold block in the center, titanium blocks on the outside. Next layer should be block of gold, and then machine frame. And then we should have an input hatch with blocks of titanium around that. I've looked at this thing so many times now. Boom. Should be able to right click on the warp core. And that is our warp core. Look how cool this isn't. Oh man. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do as well is we need to put down like a waystone, right? And we're going to call this the space station. platform. So now we can warp home. And I did this because even though I did all that preparation, I forgot something. And that is this stuff. Yep, I need those. And I probably need, let's see, I probably need to get another stack going because the the uh, the dilithium is what's going to make the warp core warp us back and forth. So it could take a while. Look at that. Okay. So we're going to put the warp core down, or the warp controller. This is where we put our ID cards that we have from our satellite. Um, before I get on with this with the warp controller and stuff like that, we are looking for a planet called Kepler 22P. I don't know why, but that is the planet. We unfortunately don't have any of those planets, so we're gonna store the 1,000 data to the buffer. Okay, and then nowhere to go. Do we need, I don't know if we need this chip or not, but you can see it's starting to search for planets. So we're going to have to let it do its thing. And I did bring this satellite terminal with me. It has no power, but that shouldn't be a problem. I brought this with me because we can take satellite 0, and this has got a data storage of 3000K. So if we were to put this guy, hello, we can get more data, right? And we don't have to warp back home for it if we wanted it. That is the whole reason I brought this thing. So, that's that. Let's check this guy out. So, Earth, Sol, the end. That's where we were. You'd think Earth is where we'd want to go, but I don't believe it is. Levitator, Sol, name locator, Yin. Hyperion. Okay. Guess we double left click on the solar systems. So this is why they say that it's warp after warp. Yeah, those guys are right next to each other. This is one planet, but I don't see any. Okay, so did we look in Levitator? We did, right? Cannon, fork wrench, illuminator. So this is where we're at. But believe it or not, I do believe that this isn't where we're trying to get to. So, I think what we're going to do, because we still have data, is we're going to search for more planets. So, oh boy, that's what we got to do. This is going to use 100 data every time we look for a planet. And then once we find it, like we did click on Earth and we could warp there if we wanted to check the planet out. Um, you know what? The pack has changed, so I might be wrong about um, the destination planets. But it's finding stuff. I like it. So we're going to let this thing do its thing. If we warp to planets, we'll bring you guys back in. Try to find where we're supposed to go. There it is, complete. So let's try... Nope. No planets in there. Appear, da, 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 da. Yeah, I mean... Let's go. Oh wait, we can't go. Let's let's put some crystals in there. You can see it's getting fueled by the center section there. Fuel is 1,000. Fuel cost is 199. Let's go. Look at that. Look at how cool this isn't. It looks like we're kind of flying in the snow. Um, I mean, Earth should be where we're going, right? That's what I think. Um, we will go ahead and throw the data into these guys. This way we ain't got to worry about it. And once we get stopped to where we're going, then we can kind of launch. We can get back on a rocket. We can launch back down to the... There we go. Here we go. So, we'll let this thing search for another planet. We're going to get on top of our rocket. Destination Earth. Let's take spacebar. And we're going to go land on Earth. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Here we go. We'll tap the spacebar to start descending. And, you know, it's kind of crazy looking up here. We are using a little bit of O2 down at the bottom, but let's see. So this, if this isn't the planet, then obviously we're going to have to warp a few times to find the right planet. If I had to guess and I hadn't watched or known anything about this pack, this is where I would have guessed that we would go as Earth, right? Before the pack got updated, before we had flux networks and things like that in it, it was Kepler 22 where people had to go to beat the game. So, should be getting close to the ground. Did we make a boo-boo? I'm just free falling right now. Okay, so Earth. Um. Oh, why? This must be the fake overworld that we go to. I bet you if we flew around a little bit, we could we could find, let's see, J? Close. Maybe not. But yeah, our rocket's gone. Okay, so let's try slash home. That's a little thing in this pack that we can do. We can get to our space station, but the problem is we don't have um the ID chip for this. We don't have anything to get us home. So I don't know how this is going to work. I'm thinking no. Let's go ahead and warp back to the end. I don't know, guys. I don't know if we're going to have to build a new space station, if I'm going to have to just tear this stuff apart. Um, or what. How's this thing doing? Okay. I'm wondering if we can go back home and we can get the space station like scanner and scan this guy into an ID chip um again, and then potentially that'll give us the data to shoot another rocket up here. Oh goodness, that was funny. We lost a rocket. And this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to be out here on the planet list. We're going to have to go check through these guys. You know, and I'm not seeing like new stuff. I guess like they're not all on here. Like Meow's not on there. Um Hyperion, Illuminator, okay. Zachary. Yeah, we've looked in those. Soul's not hard. So we're just going to have to continue searching for planets. We have plenty of data. We are going to need to get more dilithium crystals because this thing is getting low on fuel. And like I said, I think we're going to go home and we may be able to get our... No, I got to build a launch pad underneath of it. I do believe that if we had this just here, invalid launch pad structure. And I don't know a way to program this chip either. Alright, we're gonna have to try to make some launch pads, I guess. This is annoying. Seriously, I don't have a bucket. Okay. Yep. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna make a new launch pad, and we're gonna try to see if we can kind of cheese the rocket itself, I guess. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. But we are going to make... Yeah, sure, that'll be enough. Some launch pads and see if I can at least get this, and then see if I can't launch a rocket to the space station with this ID chip in it. It won't have a satellite in it, but yeah, let me try. Well, we had to redo pretty much everything as far as the space station was concerned. Um, we had to launch a new rocket. We had to have the new guidance chip and all of that stuff, which we have right there. It's a smaller rocket, but it'll work. Um, Rebuilt the platform, had to move the warp controller, all of that stuff. Now, if we look in this waystone here, you'll see Space Station 2. That is where we're at. The Space Station platform has been deleted. So, so what I did is I have been searching and searching for planets, right? We've been looking, we've been looking, we've been searching, we've been searching. So we were originally in this galaxy here, the Sol. And if you look in it, it says it's got 2 planets. We have found 2 planets, the End and Earth. Now, things like Yin, it says it has 6 planets, and we have Pigion, Zachary, Randomizer, and AMR Rolk, right? And I sat here and kept trying to find planets and trying to find planets, and I noticed that, like, this guy right here, we have 6 planets found, and this says it has 9. So I could not figure out what was going on with why we weren't finding more planets inside of these different places, like Levitated has 6 planets. So I went ahead and warped to Levitated and started looking around, and I originally had Cannon, Fork Wrench, Hyperion, and Illuminator, and I was like, this thing says it has 6 planets, I can only find 4. So what I ended up doing was putting in this planet ID chip, and it was unprogrammed. It's not working. There we go. I put this in, I hit search for planet, I let this thing go, and bam, there's Kepler 22P, and that's what we needed. I did have to go get more data, and since I'm actually in Levitator orbit right now, I had to move the satellite controller back down to the base. So I do believe that if we select this planet, I don't think we have to warp to it because we're in the galaxy, right? No. Destination Kepler 22. Yeah, let's go ahead and warp. And then we should be able to get in the rocket and take off, and this should complete our last quest. Now, I really wish these quests had a little bit more explanation. Like Tech Reborn and Advanced Rocketry, I have no idea what was going on, so I kind of had to do my own research, which I mean is part of the fun of playing modded and messing around with new mods. Um, as far as getting through like the Nether stuff, we did pretty good. Um, Pneumatic Craft wasn't too bad. Getting the Rainbow Generator wasn't too bad. And then, of course, these beginning quests going through Britannia and stuff like that and basic machines was pretty good. All in all, this was a very, very fun pack. And I've played 5 packs on my own. I've put a series up on 2 of them. We have played Sky Factory 4 and then this one, Levitated, but I've also played Project Ozone Light, Project Ozone 3, and Stoneblock 2. And out of all the packs, this one has been my favorite playthrough. I do like the way the advancements kind of walk you through, getting you into the next page of advancements, and then getting into the next page of advancements. Like I said, I didn't know much about many of these machines and stuff, so we had to do a little bit of research getting through to where we're at now. So, hopefully this doesn't take too long, and we still have just a little bit of fuel left in our warp core here. What is that? Tiny planet. I could make a tiny planet. Oh, looks like we have arrived. Destination Kepler 22. Press space to take off. I do know that if we would have made the other little rockets, the boosters that are underneath this thing, that this thing would have launched us a lot faster and we would have arrived to our destination a lot faster as well, but I don't have Enderium. So here we go. We are making our final ascent to make our final descent down to the planet that we should need to find. Um, all in all, I spent about an hour looking for planets and stuff like that, and through some trial and error, putting that planet chip in was the best. Like, what is this? This looks like I need it in here. And it worked for me. So, again, back to the mod pack. This one has been a lot of fun. We have played a lot of it. I don't know. No. Distance walked. Does it have like 704 chests open? We've extracted 50 something thousand. Time played 9.66 days. 9.66 days. So I've spent almost 10 actual days. And there it is. I've spent 10 actual days on the playthrough um, in this game. So 10 times 24, that's 240 hours played. This pack has been so much fun. We did it in 20 episodes, not too bad. Um, looks like we're still quite a distance up. The altitude is still dropping on the left-hand side, so that's good. If we go look in our advancements, boom, we completed it. Now, we'll look at this guy in just a moment. I want to see the descent. And it should be going pretty good. I could jump off the rocket because we do have creative flight. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's get out of, I should really get out of F5 mode. But here it is. Here we have come to a new planet. And goodness gracious, it is dangerous. We haven't had to deal with mobs with our aversion obelisk and stuff like that. But this is the planet that we wanted to be on. I didn't bring my shuriken, so I can't kill these guys that great. But a witch, man. I didn't bring my shulker box either. Oh, we got string following us. Yeah, we'll start blowing this world up already, I guess. 'Cause that's what we do. So we'll go ahead and we'll place down our waypoint and call this the new home. Done. And here it is. So this advancement right here, Journey's End, says if you still have friends living in the end, consider building a beacon on Kepler. This will broadcast your coordinates to the entire galaxy so they can easily find the place. Now, what that is, if we look up beacon, seriously, how you're like a marksman with that stuff. It's this guy right here. It's a multi-block machine, again from advanced rocketry. Uh, not too hard to really make with where we're at. You can place this down, and then people will be able to find this planet more easily if we were playing on a server. But that's it. We're done. We're done with the pack. We're gonna leave our rocket. We're gonna leave our waypoint. Um, I really don't see another reason for us to get on the server other than changing our armor out from our spacesuit. And as a matter of fact, we might as well just strip this boy down because we are done. We are done with the pack, and it has been so much fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have plans to do another modded series. I'm not sure what or when yet. We're going to take a little time and focus in on Truly Bedrock. But as always, guys, from the last time here at Levitated, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're new. Make sure to mash the notification bell. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me. And I will see you guys on the next video. So much fun. This pack was amazing.